Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the...
It's movie night with Bill and Lil.
Hey everybody, welcome to a weird live episode.
He's sensitive.
I can't hit women.
But I can claw men. And you're all gonna love it.
Hi, I'm Billy Davis with surprisingly the second largest penis on this podcast.
And the tallest. Billy's still bitter about this. He thought I was gonna be a lot shorter.
And also, I won't be the second largest for long. I'm just fucking with you.
He thinks so. He thinks he's funny. Billy, something I have learned on this trip, he doesn't turn off. This isn't just for the podcast, guys, gals. Not
my comedy. That's what she meant to say. My comedy. I can't turn off my comedy.
Would we like to have the discussion about how he's shaking, meeting every single female at this convention?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I called you out there, boo.
Yeah,
but you can
we'll
call me
talk about the
you can call me
convention
out with Skeet because I was shaking. I was shaking with Skeet. I'm not playing.
We'll talk about the convention episode some other time.
Okay, fine.
We got to watch one of Lil's favorite movies, and honestly...
Hold on. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If you don't understand Lilith, I swear to God, this movie right here was like a puzzle piece. Do you know how many times I looked over at her and I went, oh, everything about her is in Razor Blade Smile.
This is where I got my name, people. Ellen Daly is a goddess, and she needs to be in more things that are accessible in the U.S. because all of her films I cannot get a hold of. Other than this, I own this originally on VHS. Razor Blade Smile, my all-time favorite vampire movie of all time. You can laugh at me. You're going to kick me off the island. I don't care. Ellen Daly is a goddess. She kills this role of Lilith Silver.
Do you like high-strung movies, kind of like Godfather, The Departed? This movie's not it. This movie is a
much better film and a lot better time.
That's not true at all. This movie is terribly paced. This movie is the definition of like a bad moon horror film.
A question, Billy. Who was asking questions the whole time that eventually got answered because he wasn't patient enough?
Because it was stupid.
No, because you weren't patient.
Okay, I still haven't got the answer. So they have vampire abilities, but a lot of vampire rules don't.
Okay,
happen.
that's a highlight of this film for me because this isn't a traditional vampire. It's a very realistic look on vampires, and it's a very fun and detailed look in the sense of it's not just thrown out there as something different. It goes as something more believable and something that you could have in society.
What?
And what?
Did I watch? I must have watched the wrong movie.
No. Tell me what is not believable about this.
She has super speeding run some moments. The other moments, she's like creeping around in latex leather. And the thing is, she starts running right after she creeps through. She's not fast running like she is in whatever the other scenes were.
It's called low budget, Billy. Get with the picture.
That's exactly what I'm telling them, and you're hyping up an awful film.
Because I told you, you guys, gals, non-binary pals, odds are this isn't going to be for you unless you like micro-budget films. But if you're a goth kid at heart, I think something about this is going to resonate with you.
You're advertising this film to the wrong demographic.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. If you like TNA, there you go.
What the
Are
fuck
you happy?
is TNA?
You're a straight white man, and you don't know what TNA is?
I am a straight white man. If anything, I'm a straight white man that watches sitcoms. So here's this. If you like The Office...
Think about the letters, Billy. Okay, think about the letters. T and A. What could that mean in one person?
Tongue and ass.
They are judging you so hard right now. Think about this.
Say
T and A.
We don't have fucking time. You have
Tits and ass.
Why isn't it TAA? Tongue and ass instead of tongue and ass. And A. TAA. What the fuck?
I love how he's rushing me because I gotta leave tonight. But I'm trying to stay as long as possible. He's got to drop me off, so I'm gonna make him wait.
On top of that, So back to my point. If you like
Yes.
Michael Scarnes Michael Scott from The Office, this is like a Michael Scarn movie where the action scenes don't make sense, but they're still epic beyond belief. Don't get me wrong. There's this one cool scene where she's biting this dude in the bathtub, but then for some reason shoots him 5 times and then does a twirl out the door.
Because she's a sexy goddess and she's got to be like, yeah.
But
Gotcha,
when they
up.
go and investigate the murder, they obviously know there's like bite holes in the neck, thinking there's something more to it. There's not really, like, they don't even show you the bullets. She's pointing it at the dude's face, and then 5 minutes later, like, that's gone.
Fun fact, you don't get to see his chest in that scene, so Billy's just being falsely judgmental.
That's not true. She was aiming at the freaking head.
No, she was not. If anything, it was closer to the peen.
What the hell? No. And on top of that, the blood spatters in the
Why
room.
do you think the shot was this way up? Because they didn't have the budget for the bullet holes.
Well, they didn't have...
They didn't have a budget for any of this, but it was amazing anyway. Billy is so mad at me right now because y'all are going to go into this thinking it's an epic film and be so disappointed.
this is...
Because to an average viewer, this isn't anything special, but to me, this is everything.
So I love Birdemic. I love Poultry Guys. I love a bunch of these low-budget, awful movies. But I'm going to tell you that's why they're great. Lil's over here hyping you the fuck up just so you can burn these movies. You're going to buy all these copies from Amazon and fucking burn it. And I'm over here. I want to play devil's advocate, but Lilith isn't going to let me because
No, please.
the standards
I'm
are
sorry.
now way too high for this film.
This movie, I had it on VHS, Billy. VHS. I have loved this since VHS. I got this used on VHS and I never went back. It's just something, it clicked with me. I think Billy said it in the intro. This character's me. If I was a vampire, this would be me. Like, literally, everything about this character.
I did not say that. If anything, if Lil modeled a life around somebody, it's this vampire right here. Like, I swear, if you could steal styles, Lilith stole this style. And on top of that, every time, like, she goes,
I ain't mad at it.
my name is Lilith. And I'm like,
Lilith Silver, by the way.
I'm like, oh my god. Lilith took the exact voice, name, and she's trying to take the ambiance too of this character. I'm like, oh my god. It took me, what
You're
episode
welcome.
are we on?
I'm a great actress. You're welcome. Thank you. I will take.
For C-list horror movies.
I will take this beautiful woman any day.
Raise your hand if you heard of this movie. Show me in the comments.
Nobody. That's the point why I wanted to do this.
Show up if you've seen this movie, please. I'm begging you.
Billy is so worried nobody's going to watch this one because it's like one of those random ones, but I adore every second.
So,
I mean, honestly,
this-
I think any straight male that sees that and then there's into goth chicks is like down on it.
Yeah, this is definitely, like, I would say if Michael Bay had like a slow brother and was directing underworld movies, this was it.
Fun fact, her outfit came before Underworld, and Underworld is almost a direct copy of her outfit.
This movie does have a lot of like underworld-esque type scenes. In
We
fact,
were discussing that while we were watching it.
I think this movie. So this is a god-awful movie, but I would say this movie is 1,000 times more entertaining than the Underworld movie.
Thank you. I thank you. Like, Billy did actually really enjoy this film, but he just wants to keep your standards where they should be for the average
Well, the thing
viewer.
is, if Lilith was being honest with you, I don't know why I got a random list there. If Lilith was being
Because
honest with you,
the world said, "Hush, Billy. I am being honest with you. This is how I really feel about this movie."
let's read the back real quick.
Okay, read the back.
Okay, Lilith Silver should have died in 1850. The innocent victim of a pistol duel between lover Jack Ryder and the sinister, what is it, Sethane?
I'm not helping you. You wouldn't help me.
The stupid name Blake. Unwilling to let her die, the vicious Blake grants Lilith the gift of eternal life and the freedom to wander time and kill as a vampire. The thing is after that, it dives into...
There's a twist you didn't guess. Can we say that?
the
Don't even give that face. You didn't guess it, did you?
I didn't guess the
Thank you.
twist because
Thank you.
It's
That's
all
a successful twist. You didn't guess it. I'll take it.
It's all filled with plot holes, and it's like if
It's
shit's
not plot holes if you're paying attention.
the fuck
Everything is there.
the police didn't really investigate a dead body
Because he was part of the whole thing.
The
original detective on that case.
The detective was right fucking there. The one that was investigating the whole fucking thing.
That was a crime scene investigator.
The guy who shot him fucking self? No.
No, him. Yeah, he replaced the original guy on the case because he was part of the...
but he went to arrest her.
Yeah.
He was there. If he would have done his job, there was no fucking plot hole. Or no fucking plot twist. I think
that's kind of the point without, like, really... I don't want to spoil this twist because I know nobody's seen it. If I know you've seen it, because the twist is kind of fun.
We're spoiling at the end because the twist is dumb and I'd love to talk about it.
It's not dumb. It's great. I think it's epic. Sorry. Billy hates me because I love it so much.
Well, that's the one thing I didn't care for because it didn't make sense.
Oh, it made total sense.
Especially this... we'll talk about it at the end because the climax fight is... I was crying because of how bad it was.
It's so bad it's good. Like, but no, it's not bad because they tried so hard and it's like for what they had... I can see them doing this and being like, this is the best we could do, and we tried so hard, and it was okay. Put it this way: at least this isn't a multi-million-dollar movie that had a 2-second fight climax. At least this tried, and it was at least 60-second fight.
Okay, but the thing is they're fighting up close, and then they run back, and they're suddenly running towards each other.
Yeah,
how the freak did you get 10 yards away from each other to run at each other?
The swords are connected to the cameras, and you can see them running at each other in the final battle. So yeah, that one, it's fun. It's something different, you know. I mean, it's not the most effective in the world, but within the budget they had, I really wish I knew the budget for this.
Quit blaming the budget. We all know
I am going to blame the budget because there is so much passion behind this story and the acting and the way this was done.
Look at the budget of Paranormal and Blair Witch.
Yeah, but they didn't try to do what this did. This was an action film.
Then stick to what you're good at. This movie was trash, and quit blaming the budget because
This movie was not trash because Ellen Daly. If it didn't have Ellen Daly and she didn't play Lilith Silver the way she did, I don't think I would have loved it as much. But I think she saved it because
she was so hammy, so great. The thing is, the way she delivered dialogue, nobody else can.
No.
In fact, the only other person I think can would be Lilith.
Thank you.
Lilith doesn't have like the set of knockers that this.
I don't have 10 grand Kickstarter coming once I hit 10K. Thank you.
This woman like. Random. The thing is, it looks like flashbacks because mid-conversation she'd be like,
"There's a lot of."
You remember that one night, and then like it goes to that one night, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't talk about it, but you remember."
It's very cheesy.
But then the thing is after the flashbacks and they got done talking, they finish out the flashback, and they're like, continuing the movie from the flashback. I'm like, the fuck was that? Not a fucking flashback? They were seriously talking about their one time, and then they were reliving that one time.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those things where I think they were struggling with time for the lack of footage, so they added the flashbacks as kind of a reminder of it shot. Well, and it was overused a little bit. And I felt
that the lesbian scene was like
amazing. Added to film and beautiful and gorily, grotesquely beautiful. The blood running down her stiletto. Is this a dream?
She makes a rule that she kills people, no matter what it is,
because she doesn't want them to turn. She didn't get turned on willingly, so she refuses to turn people.
If you know who I am, if you come encounter with me, I will bite your neck and you will turn. I will kill you. And the thing is, though, dude. Banging left and right, nose.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't like. I don't get that part.
I got an Ewok.
Now Lil is like, oh, that is a huge plot hole. Let's distract.
No, I got an Ewok. Billy never told me he owned an Ewok. Guys, gals, non-binary. Look at this squishy face. Look at this squishy face. Oh my God, he's my new bestie. I want to take him home with me. Anyway, go ahead.
Plot holes galore.
No, what?
Another scene that kind of ticked me off, but I thought was so funny.
What's that?
She snuck past these people playing tennis that was supposed to be security, and she was leaving. Well, they whip out their guns. They're like right next to each other. Then they do single shots. Then they're back next to each other again. And I was like, what?
So go ahead. Go ahead. You can finish.
Are you going to blame budget on continuity?
No. I was going to actually give you one, but go ahead. I was going to let you finish.
Go
first.
ahead. Give me it.
No, because in that scene, you called out all the guys were wearing like dress shoes except for one guy who was wearing Converse with his suit.
Yeah, that was another one. I was like, did that guy not get the memo?
I know. That was funny. I guess that guy was like, I don't own those, and this movie isn't paying me that much. But that scene's fun, though, because you kind of get a little bit of... a little bit of fun in that scene. When you say some of the shots through
this
the rocks
movie,
are cool.
I would say, is a whole bunch of fun. This felt like films and like people that want to make movies went out and won it. Like they got what they wanted,
100%.
it just not well executed.
Unfortunately, but they got a great person on board. And I think, as I said earlier, when Ellen Daly is attached to anything, she really is the highlight of it. And even though I'm as queer as it gets, I would go straight for this woman any day. She is gorgeous. She is everything I ever wanted to be in this film and everything I've tried to be. And apparently I'm winning.
Apparently I'm winning. Doesn't... So, okay.
Okay, so we're near... Okay,
let's talk about the detective scenes.
Okay, can I do one more thing? Like, that one little brief scene that you mentioned was the lesbian love scene.
Yeah.
That one's fun because I know it's not for everybody, but I like it because it's a girl she knows. And they're friends, and she likes her, and she seduces her, and the other girl really wants to be a vampire, and this is where Billy kind of got a disconnect, because he's like, why would she kill her at the end?
This is where, like, you're telling me my protagonist is really, really, really unlikable.
Well, yeah, that Billy ran into the thing where it kind of presents her as a very likable and character that you want to root for, but Billy had a problem rooting for her with some of her decisions. See, I'm a little bit more... yin and yang with my moral compass. Billy's the good guy, I'm duality. I understand what she's doing because she doesn't want to do what happened to her.
This might be a a statement that will get me canceled.
No, I want to hear it.
Misogynistic, whatever you want to call it. I understand those stereotypes and how wrong they are. But this is an example of somebody writing a dumb bitch.
No, it kind of like, who, Lilith or the other girl?
Lilith.
Why is she a dumb bitch?
Because she makes a bunch of stupid decisions. Like, seriously, she kills everyone she tries to fuck, and then the cops suddenly come. And then on top of that...
She only picked that one douchebag because he was a douchebag.
Okay, then why did she pick her friend?
Because she even says in that scene that's, like, it's kind of dreamlike after she gets bit. And, like, it's like, she says... death in that way for the right person can be your force.
Perfectly
so that was
fine.
The point. She was kind of like,
don't fucking bite her then.
But I think it was because that she noticed that she wanted it so much that she would never have it, and she was just a sad person. So she kind of gave her reprieve. So she got what she wanted.
But she give your friend what she wants. But
if you listen to the conversation earlier, Lilith is trying to convince her that vampirism is not what she thinks it is. She thinks it's Bram Stoker. She thinks it's mist. She thinks it's bats. Lilith understands that being a vampire isn't that in reality. You have to have a job. You have to have a place to stay. This girl thinks being a vampire
Lilith
is a
was talking about how cool it would have been instead of being a bat, because that's all movies. That would be cool like Mist.
Well, no, she was saying how stupid those stereotypes are and how it would be in the sense of what it should have, what it's like is like the cunning of a wolf instead of turning it into who won. Not
to mention that was also like flashback or envision.
Yeah, there's this is very early.
And don't they sit at a table full of vampires talking politics?
They do, because this involves. Okay,
so
I think
why
we're far
not
enough
add the friend to be a part of those dumb politics?
True. I mean, that's true. I mean, it's one of those things where it has a bigger story. It could have used a little bit more of the story to make it correlate better, though you understand it at the end of the day.
Please don't relent. because I like you're like that's true. That don't
No, I mean
fight me.
I agree. No, I know. Like I agree with that. There could have been. I get everything that happened in this movie. I get it, and I get what they're trying to do. But I do agree that it could have been a little bit more detailed. You know, like even at the end credits, it says thank you very much for the stock footage. We were very thankful. We really needed it. So they clearly were desperate for some footage, but they tried so hard. And I like the wording, like in that conversation we were talking about, like how she's saying we don't, or like it's not turning into a wolf. It's like the cunning of a wolf and like flying, like having the skills of flying like a bot, but not physically turning into one. You know, you don't physically turn into a mist, but you are like a mist because you're so good with your senses. You know, it's like basically making vampirism in a real life stance, and that's with Billy called it out because you're gonna see her in early scenes in the daylight, and she's a vampire, and you're not used to that.
Well, I thought, like Lilith says, this movie's really cheap, and she's been blaming the budget for most of this movie.
I do.
During the day scenes and some of the scenes, especially the very beginning, they gray it out.
Keep in mind this was shot in '98.
Like,
too.
it was really washed out, and I'm like, how fucking cheap. You can tell that's daytime, but it's
It was
not.
kind of like a day for night filter, like you know what, if you know film, you know how they use a day for night filter, but it wasn't as strong as a traditional day for night. If you guys, gals, non-binary pals don't know what that is, the opening scene of Jaws was shot during the day, but it looks like night because the filter that they put on the camera. Fun fact. So I think it was one of those filters where it was kind of like meant to be Twilight because it wasn't explained as to that point. And keep in mind this was originally released on VHS, so maybe it was grittier. I'm just saying maybe. I don't know. I'm pleading my case, okay? I got my Ewok.
So, like Stretch Armstrong, this is a huge stretch.
It is, but honestly, if you, this one, even for females, if you like strong female characters, I think you'll like it. If you are a straight male, I mean, Ellen Daly, look her up. You see a little bit of everything. You're going to like it. And honestly, she is like the ultimate seductress. Like, you can ask Billy. Like, she plays that role so well, I think.
No. I mean, it kind of looks like the weird kid that loved the Matrix movies so much that they try to do cosplaying outside all the time. And then on
He
top...
disagrees with Billy. Did you see that face?
Yeah, I guess.
He said, did you come for Ellen Daly?
Not yet,
If
no.
she ever sees this and hears you shit-talking her, I'm going to be so mad. Ellen, I am so sorry. I love everything about you. I've tried to see your films, but they're not available in the U.S. Please, I will buy them all. Just tell me where to get them.
See,
I beg you.
I'm not knocking her as an actress.
No, I
She's
know.
did well with what she does.
Yes.
I just think the aesthetic and the sexiness,
Yes.
the only time I found her really attractive...
See, you hear that? He disagrees already. He's looking away from you because he's like, why? What are you talking about? He watched it with me and he loved it. He loved it more than Billy. He did. My little Ewok.
I'm just trying to keep reality. And
No,
the
I
thing
got
is-
you, Billy. I'm not, like, I feel like I may sound like I'm overhyping, but these are my true feelings because I love this one. I know it's not for everybody, though.
So this is the thing. I put this in our vampire ranking because I was curious.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it is beating out a large majority of our contenders.
Nice.
It is nice. Like, I may look like I'm knocking it because no, this is one of the movies that are going to be put in my bad movie nights because I really enjoy it.
There you go. And see, that's the thing, too. And see, as I've said on previous podcasts, Billy's kind of my yin to my yang, you know. He, like, really kind of... Because I get really hyped with the ones I love, though they're not necessarily the best movies ever made. So Billy's got to kind of bring me back down to reality and
But
be like, as much as you love it, it still has its flaws.
Well, is nostalgia blinding you?
It's not. No, because I just watched it again with you, and I watched this a week before I came to see you.
As of right now, where is this on your list?
Like, in movies of all time,
No, I was talking about the vampire ranking list.
number one of all time is Vampire since I've ever seen it. I mean, this beats out Dusk Till Dawn, so...
In no way, shape, or form should that be a thing. I'm just going to be honest.
Okay.
So nostalgia is really gripping the tits on this lady because...
No, it's Ellen Daly. That's what's got me with this one. Her performance in this character, this is literally, if I had a choice to be this person, I would.
So what's crazy is I invited several people to be a part of the average. They're going to
Yes.
rank the list.
Oh,
This is a movie that's going to be kind of hard to find for them.
and I beg you, please be there for me with this one. Boo. I think Anne is my only hope for this.
I think so, Anne. Go into this looking at the aesthetic. I feel like she'll like the makeup. She'll like the...
Anne, I love you, girlie. Please be here for... I
But
think I got you with this one.
As a director, as a person that loves cinema...
That's true.
She will probably sit down and say, I could have done this 1,000 times better.
That's true. Okay.
Especially with
okay.
the actress that was giving, she could have probably made what went from this is kind of dog shit to...
For me, this is #1 vampire movie ever. It's going to remain that way.
Because of, nah.
No, I love the style. I love the story. I love the way the vampires are explained. And I love the twist ending because I didn't see it coming. I laughed and I thought it was perfect. And I've never seen it in another movie.
You know what's crazy? You could probably say that with all the other vampire movies.
I mean, that's the thing though. But think about it. Every vampire movie has that one group of people that think it's the best one ever. Why? Because it's the type of vampire that person most clicks with. And I have a feeling this is my favorite for that fact. This is the type of vampire that I would most click with, and if I had to be a vampire, this is what I would want to be.
I agree with that statement. I can see a lot of people batting for Dracula, the Bram Stoker's
Yes.
one, 92.
Oh, 100%.
I can see the original Bela Lugosi. I can
Oh.
see Nosferatu. Even 80s classics like Lost Boys, Fright Night.
Yeah.
You're probably the only person in the world that's going to bat for this film. as number
100%.
one.
100%, and I'll do it until the day I die. And I'm not gonna lie that I will get voted off the island for this one, but I don't care. This movie,
No, like you'll sit down if you watched Lil throughout these episodes, follow her TikTok, and you're like, I wonder Lil's origin and how she became the person she is. Just watch this movie because I
Billy kept looking over at me like, "That's where you get it. That's where you get it."
I was like, no way.
I didn't realize how much I was her until Billy pointed it out, and I am so happy about that. Like, it makes my life to know that I'm like Lilith Silver.
See,
Like, no lie, I would get a tattoo of this woman. I would get a tattoo of this woman. Sorry, not sorry. Ellen, I love you. Please, I love you, Ellen. Please message me, Ellen. I need your films. I can't get a hold of them. Anyway,
this is hurting me. Let's go ahead talk about
All
a
right,
few more.
climax.
No, let's do 2 more scenes because
Two more.
there's dream sequences in this movie.
there is.
Kinda,
Okay, this is one where I'm gonna agree with Billy most likely. I don't know why they chose to do some of the CGI they did because it hurts. It hurts.
the CGI is pretty rough.
It's like something you would see on TikTok or green screen, essentially.
But with their time and budget, it's clear that they wanted. This is a necessary need for this
It
movie.
is because it foreshadows and gives you things that you kind of need to help correlate the whole story, I guess.
That gives you nothing about the plot twist.
It doesn't give you anything about the plot twist is what I like, but it hints towards the story of, like, what the main guy is and, like, how, like, they're connected, you know?
But they already know each other.
Okay, yeah, I get that, but like, it's kind of like a false narrative to make the ending more impactful. So
It's
like,
not a false narrative for it's
Well,
to make
it's-
us, the audience, be thrown so far off the track that when they do the twist,
you weren't paying attention, my dear. Her dream sequence. Do you see what happened? I am the way, he says, and then you see the symbol, and then she gets forced into her coffin and locked in and burned. What's that signify?
a fake fucking ending because they aren't like that.
No, that he trapped her within this life. It was not her choice, and now she is stuck this way. And now she
But
wants
she's
revenge for that
enjoying
fact.
it. No, that's not it.
It is because the thing is, even though she is enjoying it, and it's a game to them at the end of the day, this is her way of getting it all out. She's a killer at the end of the day. That's why he chose to change her. Because at the end of the day, at the heart, there was a killer in her. Though she's not evil, she was a natural born killer. And he sensed that in her, and there was something about her.
You are inspiring me. For the next few episodes, I am going to pull out of my ass random ass meanings that mean nothing to the plot at all.
I watched this a shit ton of times, so honestly, I think I know the meanings at this
So,
point. But I
okay,
could be
let's
pulling it
start
out
with
of my head.
episode 1, I guess.
Oh, we forgot about the tagline. I'm
Real
sorry.
quick.
Part seductress, part assassin, all vampire.
With Scream 1, it's not about Sydney's mom being a slut. It's about the homosexual reality of Stu and Billy. It's about how dicks don't define us as human beings, just the penetration
There's a really
and the
sexy
stabbing
butt for the
movements.
women in this, okay? Just to let you know, there's a lot of TNA, but there is a very sexy butt in this.
An Army of Darkness, it's not about getting back home. It's about the people you're with, but also getting it back home. It's like, well, what are we pulling? Like, I don't, like, that was a false narrative. The reason why you couldn't guess the ending or the plot twist is
Because you weren't
because
paying attention.
there's nothing. There's no breadcrumbs
there-
whatsoever.
There's
What were the
there's no breadcrumbs to know about the game. You don't
At
know
all.
that it's a game. That's the point. That's fun because you don't know until that very second. You're like, why'd she stop? And then she stops, and he's like, oh, you got good, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? And because it's like there's two narratives going on at the same time, and I think that's where it's confusing. Because there's the one that's trying to convince you that she hates him, and then there's the other one that's telling you that he trapped her, which is the true narrative. And it kind of gets confusing if you're watching this for the first time and it's not written perfectly. It's there, but you kind of have to really, really look for it.
Okay.
I suppose. I get it because I got it, but some people might have to look.
Imagine watching a murder mystery. A murder mystery, okay? Imagine this.
Oh, I love Agatha Christie.
You're going through and you're seeing the clues, you're getting the data. Like, let's just say it could be an Illuminati scandal, and you're going on the computer. You're asking some fat wizard that knows how to get files.
This was 98. That's what you would do. You would get an encrypted network and go through it and say, hey, dude,
But
give
what's
me
the point of the
information.
fat guy?
Because that was her informant. If she needed information,
Why does she
on
need
something-
an informant?
She's an paid assassin. How's she gonna find out?
She was searching the game guy. She knows it's the fucking game.
No, because that's the thing. It's been a couple centuries, so that's the point. They go their separate ways. They have their own fun, so life doesn't get dull together. He figures out a way. This is like the third or fourth game because you see the different ideologies. They were all based on him and his power structure. Now, the Illuminati. So this was the game that she had to find out and correlate. That's why he was dropping hints at the end, because I think he was missing her. And that's why the dreams, I think he was also sending some of the dreams her way to kind of correlate like where he was, because like it was the completion of this game, you know. He became the Illuminati.
But didn't she set forth the dominoes of the game by being the assassin?
Well, that's the thing. He's kind of wanted her to become a better her as a vampire, and this was a fun way to do it. He got to have his fun. She got to have her fun. Guys, girls, all that thing. She got better as a vampire. She got to know what it was to be a real vampire, as we know
But he
in the
was
film.
doing some dumbass shit.
Of course. He's a dumbass. He's a freaking vampire that runs the world. You'd be a dumbass too if you run the world and could do anything. Billy his head's hurting so bad. I can tell you how everything in this film makes sense and correlates, Billy. You're not gonna win.
But it doesn't. We can
It
break
does.
this down scene by scene.
Okay, let's break down scene by scene. Let's go.
Okay, we're gonna have to rewatch this movie.
Yes, please.
This is gonna be an hour long. You know what? We're at 33 minutes.
Okay.
I think what we're gonna do is when we get back to the ranking is gonna be in October, probably around the 20 something.
Okay.
So keep an eye out on that.
Okay.
I want to buy this movie so I can have a copy.
Yes.
And I will write down all my questions. And if I can answer my own questions, great. But I'm going to ask you all the questions.
And I won't watch it beforehand, and I will see if I can answer them. I promise you I will not watch it beforehand. I've watched this.
Do you know how many times that she pulls shit out of her ass, though, ladies and gentlemen? We went to the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
There was this big fishbowl guy walking in, all green, purple, and it was a mere reflection bowl. I said,
Well, it looked like a fucking bowling ball from the back. He had 3 holes in the back.
She said, that guy looks familiar. Who is he? I'm like, oh, him and Bruce Campbell got into a fight. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, probably some comic book stuff. Then she's like, oh, yeah, probably she's just defending. She's like, I remember seeing him.
I remember seeing Freddy and Ash in a comic book, as well as Elvira and Freddy in a comic book.
You were talking about a famous fight with Ash and that fishbowl guy.
Well, because you told me there was one, and I was like, oh, I figured since he did it with Freddy, I guess he did it with him too.
Come to find out,
I was trying to agree with a lie because I believe Billy.
And look, we are agreeing with a lie. So no, it was Mysterio. Mysterio, fun fact, was supposed to be Bruce Campbell's.
Where'd the art go? I gave it to you to put behind you. Where'd it go?
Okay. It was Bruce Campbell's character in the original Spider-Man trilogy. That's what it was supposed to be.
Yes.
Bruce Campbell actually is in the Marvel universe with Marvel Zombies versus the Evil Dead, which is pretty cool. Go check that out. But no, this is my point. I'll write down all the questions. You'll pull some cockatoo story out of your ass.
No, I won't. I'll tell you the exact
Did I just say you would pull a cockatoo or two out of your ass?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a top now. That was my 20s and late 20s.
Ugh. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm top, boys.
I almost said somebody's name.
Be prepared. No, I'm just playing. I'm open to anything.
I am having a rough time.
I bet you are having a rough time.
Because I hope everybody watches this movie. I
do too.
I know we're 35 minutes in and we pretty much told you the whole movie, but please, I'm going to put this in the beginning. Please go watch this movie.
Fun fact, Billy doesn't know this. An old cop, or like let's say oh sorry, I'm too close. I'm sorry. An old cop, like a old YouTube quality copy. I want to say 480 maybe p of this film is on YouTube for free.
Oh.
YouTube for free. Razor Blade Smile. It's like a VHS like kind of copy, but don't worry. Only the beginnings in black and white too, guys, gals, non-binary pals. I know a lot of you aren't fans of that. I actually really like the black and white. And I defended it to Billy originally. He's like, I love black and white.
So what I would like is black and white be filmed in more traditional black and white ways. So like the original 1930s, 40s. Like
so basically using real colored lights to change the different grays to have the different, like, because they essentially did
and
that.
Stationary cameras with slight movements.
Yes.
This was new age camera. Like you have Raimi shots in this beginning of loading up guns and dueling, and they have some weird effect with you can only see blood, but then for some reason the eyes are red too. Like it's not even like the eyeballs red. It's like the skin around the eyes. It was a messy way of trying to get red in the shot with getting more than that.
Gotcha. I love black and white. Always have. House on Haunted Hill, still a classic. Even with that lady being on wheels going across. What are you
I'm reading it. It says, by raising the body count any way possible. The body count on this is really tamed, in my opinion.
Let's see. Actually, let me count. Let me see if you have something. Let me see if I can count. So, 1. Do we count the ones that come back?
I guess not.
Okay, we're not counting the ones that come back. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think there's 15 bodies in total, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because I'm not going to be able to count the ones she shot down. I'm thinking all the bites.
Yeah, well,
there's at least 6 bites that I can count.
Oh, I was thinking of the ending too. There was a few at the end, but the thing is.
Oh yeah, the way you kill a vampire in this is slightly different as well.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't it just head rips off?
Like the main way to kill a vampire in this is decapitation, but you can die by bleeding out essentially. So you can get shot and whatever, but if you don't feed in time and you bleed out, you die as well. So decapitation or bleeding out. There you go.
And yeah, this movie is rough.
Yes, I mean, it can be for the average viewer. I showed this to my niece. She enjoyed it, you know. But it's one of those things where this was an Anchor Bay release. Do we know what that released as well?
No.
Evil Dead.
Well,
The
this is
original Evil
also Manga Video,
Yes.
looks like Chinese production film.
It does, which you kind of get the hints of that in some of the fight scenes, like with the the way it's shot, like kind of like a cheesy Japanese action film. You know, kind of the fight scenes. So you kind of get that. I didn't really notice that until Billy mentioned that on here, because I never realized that this had that. That am I covering it? No, it's right there. I never realized it had that. So
I was kind of getting excited because I was hoping like it was like an Asian vampire movie, but they're like pure white. Like it's kind of like they're trying so hard to make fun of American cinema. Like I would have loved that. But no, what we got out of this was pretty fun.
this isn't an American movie. It's a UK
British,
release.
yeah.
Yes.
This is a movie that I personally won't rank uber high because seriously, I personally love 80s vampires.
I don't blame you.
I love 90s vampires. I love a lot of vampires. But the thing is, I hate some movies because of the way they push a story.
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably going above, and I'm sorry. There's somebody in mind. I don't know if I can shout her out.
Go ahead.
This is going above Ginger Snaps. And this is gonna piss a lot of people off. I seen Bad Moon.
Girlie, you
Bad
are
Moon,
gonna come for Billy.
Yeah,
I know who he's talking about.
Bad Moon is going higher than Ginger Snaps. And if you've seen Bad Moon,
I haven't yet, but the fact that you're putting what I've read reviews on that film, Billy.
Bad Moon has really bad dialogue and some like weird incest sexual tension.
And that's better than Ginger Snaps?
Ginger Snaps is just dumb bitches complaining about periods and life and hormonal changes because they're
And
werewolves.
this is why you need to tune into the Georgia Rule episode, because it's my favorite non-horror movie. And Billy, oh God.
I think I hate when people are like, you give me a movie about protagonists being like they have moral dilemmas, but they try to do the right thing. They try to be the greatest they can be, and even if they're not the greatest, they always make the right decision. They always try their hardest to better themselves or get to the situation where they need to be. Every single movie that I feel that is drama for dramatic sake, like they know they're being assholes, evil, like, and it's not even like the fun assholes evil, like Freddy. I love Freddy movies. It's the I'm gonna fuck Steve because I'm gonna fuck Steve type movies.
Well, it's kind of like, I think it's also true there's a disconnect, because I know these bitches. Billy don't know these bitches. We know these bitches.
What do you mean?
Huh? No, okay. So there's people out there that literally are that disgusting and despicable. It's not because they were meant to be that way. It's because of what happened to them and what they were created. However, I will say her mother kind of did that to herself. We're talking about Georgia Rule or Georgia Snaps. You were talking about Georgia Rule, and now you're talking about Ginger Snaps.
Sorry, I was talking about Ginger Snaps. You brought up Georgia Rule. All these girls are little prissy assholes for no good reason. And the parents are not to blame for their mistakes. Her mom
and dad were half of the reason they were crazy. Because her mom and dad seemed normal, they were crazy.
I'll give Lindsay Lohan the benefit of the doubt, but
now we're back to Georgia Rule. Jesus Christ! Okay. I went back to Ginger Snaps. You went back to Georgia.
Fuck it. We're just gonna talk about. Sorry, Mom. I told you I'd stop saying fuck.
Oh yeah, Billy got in trouble today. He says the F-bomb too much on our podcast.
I know. I have a potty mouth. I need to change it up. Anyways, Ginger Snaps, let's talk strictly on that real quick.
Yes.
Main reason why I hate the way that is. We're going to do... I don't think...
We're going to do a full podcast on that.
We're not going to do a full podcast on that.
We're not?
We have so many of those movies to get through.
Well, yeah, I mean, we might not end up doing it for the werewolves and vampires, but I think if our special guest who chose to do this decides to come on...
Oh, that's right. She did chose it.
You didn't remember that, did you?
I completely forgot. She said summer. I keep saying, let's do it. Let's get it. She has a daughter. She has a family. Trust me. I get the situation.
Yeah, we're not mad whatsoever. That's why I said that's probably why we haven't done it yet.
But the thing is, she announced this movie how long ago?
Who? Oh, the person?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at the beginning of the summer,
Yeah.
so that's why he
Well, I went and watched it.
It's
I'm like, man, this movie is not my bag, but I'm gonna this was episode 2, Billy. I'm gonna be positive because I'm gonna try. That you got the real Billy now. The real Billy's gonna be honest, and I watched it again for the ranking because going in, I'm like, you know what? Let's start with the movies I think I'm gonna hate, and I had a lovely time with a bunch of these movies. Ginger Snaps is just not my bag. Even where they do fake deaths and I was like, okay, that's kind of a cool aesthetic. I like the intro, but when the little girl bitch died by hitting her head on the corner and they faked the death scene right there, I'm like, none of this is really justifiable.
I thought so. She was a bitch.
You don't kill people for being bitches.
She didn't. Nobody killed her except for her dumbass self for being a bitch and slipping on the milk. If she would have just calmed down, shut the fuck up, and got out of there, she would have never died. Don't be a bitch. Don't die. Simple as that. Be nice. Don't die. It's not hard. If she wasn't being a bitch in that scene. Well, technically, okay, I'm being harsh.
Hold on,
I'm being harsh.
Hold on.
I'm being harsh.
Ginger was being a bitch
harsh.
the whole movie to her little sister.
No. Okay, she did eat her dog. She ate her dog.
She's going through shit.
She ate her dog.
But that's not it.
But no, before
she's
that,
going around and banging different dudes.
Because before that, she was an evil whore for no reason. Just because Ginger and Bridget were different, she was an evil whore. So she deserved what she got. Sorry.
What?
Not sorry.
That's half of schools now.
That's the point. I mean, if people that were like that got what they deserved, they wouldn't be like that.
Do you know how many people would say that about you?
Yeah. Okay.
What the fuck?
I mean, I'm just saying, I try to be a delightful, peaceful, and awesome person. If I'm like that, you earned that.
I believe that everybody has...
But I believe in redemption. I do. But I'm just saying, if something like that happens to you after being a bitch your whole life, it's probably because peace out, biatch.
I think everybody deserves realization and a second chance.
I do too. But in that case, she done did it to herself. That ain't on Ginger or Bridget.
But
Ginger and Bridget, I would have thrown her in the fridge too. I didn't want my mom and dad to see that.
Are worse human beings after the transformation.
They're literally getting a mini Ginger Step episode, Billy.
What? Like soon? Or what are you
What we're doing right now.
Oh.
We've been talking for 16 minutes about Ginger Snaps.
Okay.
This is a Razor Blade Smile episode.
You're right. So, fuck. You're right. Back to Razor Blade Smile. I don't know why we went there for that.
You?
Oh my god. So no, I'm
His
not.
impassioned flow about the film he doesn't like so much.
Well, the thing is Ginger Snaps is a movie. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I will not run to in a heartbeat. Right now, it's at the bottom of the list, but I still have so many more movies to go through. And this movie is surprisingly higher than last. And if you look at the IMDb score, I don't think it has Rotten Tomatoes because of how...
it came out in 98, and it's not very popular, so it probably doesn't have Rotten.
So, IMDb...
4.6 on IMDb out of 10.
IMDb.
I am a bad year. I feel like an actual radio host or a podcaster now because I'm leaving at 5 a.m. after our event. I feel like I'm an actual podcaster now.
Get your suitcases and travel. Oh yeah, I'm a pod.
Oh, you mean with my $2,000 of merchandise that you're gonna see?
That's crazy. Go on TikTok.
Girl, I went hard. Oh, I went hard, and you're gonna see every single thing.
All right. So, Razor Blade Smile, not that bad of a movie. Please check it out. Apparently, it's based on a comic book.
Yes, free on YouTube with a VHS quality, or 480p quality, I want to say. But if you want a physical, from what Billy said, they're not expensive anymore. I spent a decent amount on this because it wasn't very available when I looked. But yeah, definitely give it a check if you don't want to pay for it, which I'm sure most people won't, which just go on YouTube. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but I hope you enjoy it. And I think that's our conclusion of our first in-house episode, Billy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe you're here.
I can't either.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do a game.
Are we?
And there's a theme.
Okay, there is a theme.
You'll catch the theme quickly.
Okay.
I'm not going to write these down because I forgot to get a paper.
I got fingers, and we're in the same room. We're good.
First things first. Oh, shit. I don't think you're going to like this. Have you seen a movie called My Best Friend's Wedding?
Yes.
1 through 5.
5.
Okay.
That movie was way too long. I love everybody in it, but it was way too long. And I love long movies.
Scream.
Like
The original.
Okay. I feel like you're doing this to me, so I take away my one slot. I feel like you're trying to trick me.
Can I be honest? I don't know what's next.
Oh.
But there is a rule I'm going by. It's not random.
How do those correlate? The year?
There's a correlation.
Is it the year?
No. I mean, honestly, I think... So, My Best Friend's Wedding's 97. Scream's 96, though.
I thought... That's why I thought My Best Friends came out in 96. That's why. But no, we'll do Scream as 1 because it was my second horror film ever. By the way, Skeet Ulrich and Jamie Kennedy are very sweet people, and they're very humble.
So, what were you at? 1 and 5.
1 and 5, yes.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
2.
That's fair. Let's go here.
Freddy was my first really gory film other than The Thing, and I loved everything. Well, let's say Freddy was my first gory slasher, and I loved everything about it.
Sister Act.
3. I know the theme now.
And we have a fourth one?
Uh-huh. I know the theme.
What's the theme?
It's everybody I met at the convention.
That's true. And, wow, this one, you had the best time. We're going to put the photo up here.
What is it?
Air Fire 2.
That's a 4. That's 4.
Yeah, I was doing the rankings of the ones you were talking about most. And you only did a video for the first one. Or you technically did one for Robert Englund, but it was waiting in the line for Robert Englund. You actually did one for Durmont, the Scream 6 killer. You were so excited for him. You're so excited for Billy. Billy would not stop talking about it. So I did it based on the ones that you talked about a lot. Kathy was one you were in love with.
That woman is everything and more that you would... Like, her aura is so positive. Like, she was so humble. She told me I was winning the nail game. I was like, girl, you're you. You automatically win.
Oh, no, that con's amazing. In fact,
it is.
Honestly, I want to do the con episode. We're going to talk about the con when Lilith gets back home.
Yeah, I'm sorry we can't do that tonight, guys, gals, non-binary pals. We had some hiccups in the schedule, and I was actually not planning to film this tonight, but we really wanted to do an in-house episode for you guys. And I wanted to do it as well because this is a lot of fun, and I wish we could do it more often. Because
and look, we're friends. We're in the same room. It's crazy. She's as crazy as she is, guys. Please help me. She might not leave.
The fun fact is, I'm probably the least crazy out of the two. He's just the normal looking one. That's the funny thing.
I look like the fucking Pillsbury Doughboy. What the fuck?
My point. That's every straight white male. The Pillsbury Doughboy.
Honestly, I found out at the con, give her a normal haircut.
You mean?
Yeah, you. Keep the glasses. She has the head of Hank Hill from King of the Hill. She basically is anti-Hank. So Hank Hill's a big conservative, always wears a white shirt tucked into his jeans, talks about propane, and lives in Texas. Look, she is the exact
all
opposite.
I got to attack with.
Look at the face. Look at the face and tell me I'm wrong. But then
she's not the right face shape.
Then she told me about her jawline.
Oh,
I started looking at a jawline.
No, I don't have 5 chins.
If you can guess which Mike Judge character I think she looks like after she pointed that out, you get top comment and I'll pin it.
No, don't talk about my 6 chins, Billy.
It's not even a 6 chin.
I have 6. All I have to do is look down and my 1 chin turns to 16. It went from 6 to 16.
God damn it, Lilith.
Fucking hate you. At least I don't know, kid. Literally my chicken neck, okay? I have a chicken neck. Yes, I get it.
That's not even what I'm talking about. We're so off topic. So I hope you guys liked this Ginger Snaps episode. I hope you had fun.
Look out for my girl Ellen Daly. She's making her own films now. I can't get a hold of them yet. I'm trying. As soon as I can, I'll let you know how.
All right, we love you.
Love you.